Hey, what's happening, everybody? How we doing? How we feeling today? It's a lovely Tuesday afternoon. I am not dead. If you guys have been keeping up with our Discord server, our social media, you know that I not too long ago, like last week, I got the Brovid, and yeah, I have been out of commission for some time. It's my first week back into the office, and of course, first week back streaming, of course. But I'm very glad to be here. I'm very glad to be here tonight, hanging out with every single one of you guys. It has been too long since I have done one of these. About 2 weeks, actually, if we want to get technical about it. And I'm very glad to be here, happy hanging out with every single one of you guys for tonight. It's going to be a kickback, laid-back stream tonight. But again, that is still meaning that it is important because you want to get as many entries into this week's live stream giveaway. And of course, we're going to be talking about our upcoming BBWars coming up towards the end of the month, May 25th. There we go. I see we got more people in the chat right now. Appreciate every single one of you guys. If you can do me a favor, make sure to go and leave a like on this stream. I see that we're gaining up in viewers right now, but only 8 likes. Make sure to go ahead and bump up those likes. Smash that motherfucking like button, as all the content creators out there like to say. Make sure you smash that MF and like button. Share this around with as many people as you possibly can. Let people know what we got going on tonight. Again, if you want to increase your odds of winning the live stream giveaway this week, now's the best time to do so. Make sure to get your orders in. I got promotions going on right now on to the left of me. Should be in the same spot that it always is, where every $50 you spend gets you 2 chances, and you get your BB Wars tickets. You get 4 chances to win, but only for the duration of this live stream, from when we started at 7:30 till the end of the stream at 9:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So don't miss out and get those orders in. What's up, bro? Good to see you in here as well. I'm gonna go through the chat. Let's see who I got right now in the chat. I'm gonna go live so I can see everybody. Creekside Airsoft, hello, good to have you here. Creekside 2A Warrior, what's happening, dude? RPG lovers, yes, stream, yes, absolutely stream tonight. Absolutely, my boy. Cutter, what's going on, dude? Good to have you here as well. Tunk, smiley face, hello. Victor Montes, what's happening, dog? Carlos, hello. Good to have you here. Squirrely Nuts, what's going on, brother? I am gonna struggle with this. Kakomia. Well, I said that correctly. Hello there. Welcome to the stream. Brewer, of course, already said what's up, man. Good to have you here as well. Billy Moto, what's going on, dude? Good to have you here as well. Let's see. Adrian Brown, what's up, man? Good to have you here as well. About time you're back. Hey, man, sorry, man. I don't control when I get the Brovid, all right? I don't control when that happens. That's outside of my ability. Darwin's Robiter, good to have you here as well, my friend. Darkest of Trees is in the house. Good to have you here too, man. Good to have the whole crew here as well. Make sure to go ahead and share this around with as many people as possible, guys. Let people know that we are live right now. If they want to get their entries, maximize their entries for tonight's, or for this Thursday's giveaway, they got to make sure that they are watching. Now, this is going to be a Q&A live stream. Of course, I'm going to be answering some questions. Make sure to put the little Q in front of your questions, so it's a lot easier for me to spot and identify. I'm technically speaking not 100% still. Thank God I do not have Brovid anymore, but I still do feel quite a bit coffee. I'm sure you can hear a little bit of something going on in my throat. Ayo, pause, phrasing. Something buggy going on in my throat is what I meant to say. So if you hear that, know that that is the reason why. But I will do my best to get it through all of your lovely questions, of course. But I got to remind everybody of what we got going on right now. BB Wars, man! Okay. I should not have raised my voice. That was a mistake. Big mistake. That was a terrible idea. Why did I raise my voice like that? It's because I get excited for BB Wars, man. BB Wars happening May 25th. $50 right now. Simple. Easy entry. Your order number is gonna be your ticket. Do not miss out. Time is not exactly on your side. We are getting closer and closer and closer. And look at that. Oh, we're one step closer now to May 25th. BB Wars, Warlords of the Wasteland, happening at Wildlands Airsoft Park. Shout out to all the staff at Wildlands, especially the owner, for being super cooperative with us and super accommodating. Shout out to all of our sponsors, Lancer Tactical, Zion Arms, KWA, Arcturus as well. Our boy Valiant Airsoft, thank you, is going to be also joining in as well for BB Wars. He's going to be co-leading the Rebel faction alongside Boaz. So if you always wanted to meet Eddie Valiant and say that exactly, is that Eddie Valiant? I'm sure he will give you a big old hug. Say that to him when you see him on the field. But yeah, no, it's gonna be super fun with him joining in as well as the Rebel Commander. It's gonna be an awesome time. We're gonna be doing a giveaway as soon as we're done playing, where we're gonna be giving away prizes from Lance Tactical Sidearms, and of course all the aforementioned brands. Of course, it's the easiest thing in the world to do. If you guys were hoping to do an event, if you guys were hoping to maybe dip your toes into the larger scale airsoft format, if you will. I won't say this is a milsim, because definitely not. You know what I mean? It's definitely not a milsim, but it is, I guess, your kind of entry point into the sort of larger event world, if you will. Then this is definitely an easy way to get into it, and it's super fun. Objective-based gameplay, larger teams, and larger maps as well, which is going to be super freaking cool. Wildlands is my absolute favorite field to play at of all time. That and, of course, US Airsoft World. But in the SoCal area, this is my number one. In the SoCal area, this is definitely going to be my number one field. So I was very happy that I was able to go out and secure that venue, because that was not easy. So make sure that if you want BBWars to continue thriving and get to the point where we're able to get BBWars happening in your local area, we need to make sure that we grow all the events. Make sure you're spreading the word around on all your social media platforms, letting your friends and your family know what is going on, and you are getting your tickets, of course. And like I said, you get your tickets during the duration of the stream till 9:30. You get yourself 4 entries into tonight's giveaway as well. And we have a ton of new products available as well. You know, I forgot to do. I'll leave a link to the BBWars tickets as well into the live chat for all y'all to take a look at. There we go. There you go. There you go. And then, of course, bunch of new products as well. We have some new customs available on the site. If you haven't been checking those out, I would strongly recommend you check them out. I'll leave a link to the live or the to the new products page on the site. Everything from new Arcturus models. These are new redesigned LWTs with the SE ETU installed, as opposed to the original. This is going to be our new customs that we have, the PPK-20. This is the Argo. Look at that. Looking pretty sweet, if I do say so myself. Looking pretty cool, right? We got some options there for you. We also have the, what is it, the NOx? Yeah, the Nox. The 5PC carbine. Like, this is kind of hot. I'm not going to lie. This is actually pretty freaking sweet. Pretty freaking sweet, Lowish. Again, Maruyama 5PCs. What can you say about them that hasn't already been said? They're freaking sweet, man. They're awesome. You know, I love, they're like what I would consider the go-to gas blowback SMG that you can get right now, and for a very good reason. And this carbine is done up pretty damn well. I ain't gonna lie. I like that one quite a bit. But there are other options as well. New lever action shotties from Golden Eagle as well, which are pretty cool. Again, if you're looking for something a little bit different, kind of throwing it back a little bit Old West style, mixing with a little bit of that new modern accoutrement, like the handguard on here being all M-Lock, it's pretty freaking unique, man. You don't see a lot of those out there quite often on the field. So if you wanted something a little bit different, there you go. There you freaking go. Oh, and one last custom, too, that we have up here. The Azrael. Freaking, you know, for all those that are looking for a 308 battle rifle DMR sort of setup, there you go, already pre-built out for you. I'll leave a link to the new products page. I actually already did that as well. They're already there on the new products page. All you gotta do is check them out for yourself. Now, this is a Q&A live stream, so if you do any questions, feel free to put the letter Q right for your questions. It's gonna make it a lot easier for me to spot and identify them. Excuse me, I'll drink some water, because gosh dang, my throat is it's definitely not 100%. It's definitely not 100%. Oh boy! All right, let's go through, because I know there was a few things that I saw in here. A few comments on here. How am I feeling? Darktree, thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. I'm doing okay. Mike was asking. You forgot to fill out your paperwork. I'm doing okay. You know. I thankfully wasn't super sore. For those that don't know, recently I helped my boy Darktree. I helped him move recently from one place to another. Helped move some furniture. Oh my god, oh my god, Darktree, you can let him know how much of an adventure it was to move some of that furniture. Cause, gosh, if any of you guys have ever helped a homie move before, or have ever moved yourself, you know that it can be quite a process. It can take some time for sure, and depending on the type of furniture you have, oh man, it's you know, it's a little tough. My legs were a little sore after, but honestly, I was so distracted with the fact that I got the Brovid that like I didn't even really notice it too much. I was bedridden for quite some time last week. It was, I'm not gonna lie, I was getting a little stir crazy. Like, cause here's the thing, everyone seems like, oh, you get a vacation, you know, when you're sick. No, No, I was dying. What are you talking about? I was dying, man. Jazz and I were like both in bed the entire time. We couldn't move. We couldn't do anything. Like it would, you know, it was bad when you were short of breath, moving from one side of the bed to like the living room. You know what I mean? It's like couple of steps away, and even then we're like, oh god, I'm exhausted. You know, like we slept all day. You know, just trying to sleep this thing off, taking meds and everything. And thankfully, it worked. We did get better, but man, I'm still not 100%. You can still hear it in my voice as well. It's definitely not quite there yet. But again, I am improving. I am indeed improving. Subrovid, whatever that is. It's just what I call COVID. It's just what I call COVID. Another 5. Running this guys, that Bobby Yaga bought out performance my rifles. Had to order 32s to get them flying. To fly flat with 0 hop. Damn, 2A Warrior 92. Yeah, for those who don't know what he's talking about the Baba Yaga. Hell yeah. I'm not. Did you get the Baba Yaga 1 or the Baba Yaga 2 2A Warrior? Very curious. I think you got the 2, didn't you? This is what. Oh shit, it's discounted right now. Oh fuck. Baba Yaga 2 right now, discount. No joke, the hardest. Again, you guys already know. For all my regulars, all my normal viewers, this is the hardest kicking pistol you can get on the airsoft scene right now. It's like you take this, you will never have to touch the internals other than like, you know, obviously your basic cleaning, right? That goes for any pistol, any gas blowback, anything, right? Other than your basic cleaning, you will never have to touch the internals on this in terms of like upgrading anything. Like this thing fucking slaps, dude. And again, the fact that it is normally 169, which is already a steal, but it's discounted right now for daily shocker deals for like 135 is freaking nuts. That is insane in the membrane. And of course, you want that burnt bronze color. It's fucking cool too. It's gonna be the same thing. I like both. I think I'm a little partial to bronze right now. I don't know. I'm kind of on a bronze kick, right? Look at that. This is fucking cool, dude. This is freaking sweet. Just love how it all comes together, nice and clean, simple and clean. All my Kingdom Hearts fan, you know what's up. Bobby Yaga 2, fucking goated, man. You cannot go wrong with the Bobby Yaga 2. I love it. And of course, you know, if you want, everyone always asks for those like Silver Max too. We got those two, those extendeds. It's cool, man. It's cool. Like you can't go wrong with that. It's funny that you had to go with a 3.2 though to get them to fly flat though. That's hilarious. That's good. That's a good problem to have. And guess what? Because CO2 powered, you put your a nice little RMR on there. Nice little micro optic for your pistol. Because CO2 and it kicks so hard, you're not going to notice any slowdown due to that. That's been a big problem for a lot of, especially the first batch of like pistols that had the optic compatibility, is that the minute you slap it on, because it's using the traditional TM green gas system, like it just would slow down. It just, the efficiency was out the window, you know? So thank goodness for CO2. Thank goodness for CO2. This is about time you're back and this is some event. Finally had my first event and it was piss poor rain all day the first game. War game. Adrian Brown. Hey, you know what? Rain, in my opinion, I actually like the way rain feels whenever I play airs. Because it's nice because usually when I play, I'm burning, man. Like I'm sweating like crazy. So if I can get a little bit of a breeze going, or even if I can get some like nice cool rain hitting my face in between the matches, like it's kind of nice. You know, it does feel pretty damn good. Just don't leave your airsoft guns out in anywhere where water can pool. It was a very interesting question that someone had actually posed to me, like how waterproof really are airsoft guns? And it kind of got me thinking, like there is obviously like a lot of the wiring might be like water like resistant, but it's not waterproof. You know what I mean? Like you definitely don't want to leave your airsoft gun where it can like pool water. That's just never a good idea. I would never recommend doing anything like that. All right, make sure I'm missing anything. This is operating Sky Shield 30 today. So excited. Move plan for hell yeah. Sounds freaking fun, dude. Sounds freaking super fun. DJ, what's going on, man? Good to have you here as well. Casper, hello. Let's see. This is what LMG for the Rebellion right here. Oh, okay. I see. You're bringing some firepower to the Rebellion, Casper. All right, I see you. Traitor. I'm going to be making sure that I'm gunning for you, though. I'm going to be bringing some... I'll bring something for you. I got a nice little surprise for you for BBWars. Hope it rains a little this weekend for the Mountain Capsoft event. Honestly, yes, that's what I'm saying. I love it when it rains, man. I hate nothing more than playing out in, like, the dry-ass heat. You know, it's super freaking, like, hot as fuck. And the sun's beating down on me. There's not a breeze, not a cloud in sight. It sucks, man. It absolutely sucks. I hate that shit. I love it when it's nice and rain and cloudy, dude. It's so much fun. So much fun. Let's go through. What's starting time for BBWars? Maverick? Maverick. Starting time right now is it's up in the air. It's to be determined, like we've been saying. It's gonna be TBD, but it more than likely is gonna be starting at least, signing in and getting everyone registered and everything. Once they open, so it'll be at the same time that Wildlands open. So it's gonna be at I believe it's 9 a.m. or 8 a.m. One of the two. So whatever time Wildlands is gonna be opening at, that's when we're gonna begin to start signing people in, sign in basically, and that's what's gonna happen. Billy Mota, that's a good question. Do you know when the Condor ICS belt will be back in stock? I personally do not know when the Condor LCS belt will be back in stock. Hopefully soon. There's been quite a few Condor products that I've been hoping that we can get more of, but unfortunately, they've just been lagging it, man. They've just been lagging it. I don't know what's been going on with Bondor. I would hope that we can get some more stuff. We do have other belt alternatives, thank God. We have belt alternatives on our site. If you guys want to check out the belts, I actually really like quite a bit of them. I'm gonna basically be switching everything over, honestly, to the stuff that we carry because it's good, man. It's freaking good. Go tactical belts on our site here. And there's quite a few different options you have at your disposal. Everything from your, if you want Speakeasy style belts, like the HK Army stuff, or if you just want more of a traditional battle belt, like the 2-piece setup, we have those as well. Believe it or not, I'm actually not the biggest belt guy. I always found that belts really weigh down a lot of the shit on my kit, I try not to carry stuff if I don't need it. It may look cool, but I always felt that it's kind of unnecessary. You know what I mean? I feel like as long as you have a belt to hold, your pants up, that's the biggest thing. Why tempt it with having a bunch of shit there? Obviously, there are some things that do make sense. Having a holster, I get that, right? That obviously makes sense, and maybe a few pouches to carry magazines for said sidearm. Sure, absolutely, go for it, right? But I feel like people get kind of crazy with setting their belts up. At least for me personally, that's what I noticed. I feel like a lot of people really go crazy with I need to have this many extra magazines on there. It's dude, you don't really have a plate carrier. But the only reason why people do it is because I don't know, in my opinion, from what I've seen, everyone seems to be really obsessed with this high speed, setups that people see. And I get it, right? A lot of times, you're looking at a lot of gun tubers and you're seeing the way they set up their stuff. And for the most part, it can work. But I don't know, something I have noticed, I do feel like people build out their loadouts to what they think looks cool, or from a lot of advice that it's not necessarily bad advice, it just isn't applicable to what it is that they're doing. You know what I mean? It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense for what their purposes are. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, there are things that for sure can translate over, no doubt. But I don't think everything, you shouldn't base your entire loadout based on, at least my eyes, you shouldn't base your entire loadout based on what one guy does it for, because you also have no idea what sort of situations he finds himself in. I used to try to do that as well, and I found that, man, that shit does not work, especially if you play for longer durations of time, or for the situations that I find myself in, my play style. It takes a little bit of experimentation to kind of figure out, okay, what's gonna work, what's gonna suit your needs, right? What's gonna best suit your environment as well, right? Because everyone's situation is gonna be very differently. I could be mentioning stuff that I find myself doing that, hey, maybe you didn't even realize that, oh shit, that is a possibility, right? Again, just something to kind of keep in mind as well. Going up. It's just you never know how tough you when offering to help a brother move until you can get there and see the first. That's true. Honestly, Dark Tree, that was probably the most victorious that I had felt, was once we had moved all that heavy furniture into the moving van and then we got it out into the new place. Oh, dude, I was thank God. Seeing that empty moving van, I was oh my God, thank you. Seeing that U-Haul truck with nothing inside, I was I just had a pure, I was cheek to cheek, right? I was all teeth. I was so happy. I was no more, thank God, because some of that shit was heavy, dude. Time to move, spray it down with water. See, this is why I have cardboard furniture. Absolutely, dude, absolutely. Mom said that King's furniture, dude, that shit sucked. That shit was heavy as fuck, dude. That was crazy. I'm glad that we were able to do it though. I felt so bad. that it was just you and I. You know what I mean? I was like, oh man, I part of me wishes that I could have gotten recruited my little brother, or maybe one of the guys from work, seeing if we could have helped you move your stuff too. But I'm glad at the very least I did pull through, because I would have felt bad had it just been you. Almost killed me. That's true. There was a few times you pinned me against the wall. Hey, yo, phrasing. Hold on. Wait a minute. There were a few times that we were struggling, and I got pinned by the furniture against the wall as we were moving out. That was tough. It was tight corners, man. Really having to maneuver that shit, you know? Didn't know you got sick, man. Yeah, Billy Mo. It was rough. It was rough. Two-way word. That 3 reminds me of the Smurf when Gargamel asks, Azrael, are you dead? That's funny. I don't know too many people that would get that reference, though. Any update on KLI SF4 CO2 magazines? Nothing yet, Mr. Savage 710. I know for a fact we're getting more. I know for a fact we are getting more because, I mean, they moved pretty well, you know? Like, that was pretty good. The fact that we were able to get all those SR4s. Because even the guns are sold out, too. You can see. Even the guns themselves are sold out. Same thing with the magazines. So we for sure are going to be getting some more. Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. You know, obviously with current events going on, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. The sheriffs that are going to be in place. It's going to be a little tough getting some stuff in. You know, I'm not going to lie. So we always tell people, like, even on our newsletter, we tell people get your stuff in now while you can before things start going up, man. Before things start going up, it's always a good idea to get them early. So at least you got the gun now. You have some magazines for it. But yes, we are working on getting some more mags for them. Because if they move, you know what I mean? Again, if product moves on our site, we're going to bring more of it. You know, if it moves in a good pace, yeah. If it goes at a good pace, then yeah, we're going to be bringing some more. For sure. For sure. We want to make money, you know? Trying to make the moolah. You understand? Lever actions are always so tough. Yeah, man. I like the lever actions too. I think these are just weird enough to kind of scratch that itch. I'll look at the long barrel version. I like the long barrel version compared to the little shorty. But again, to each their own. I know Boaz likes the short one. Pause. But yeah, I dig it, man. The lever action's nice on it. It doesn't feel brittle at all in the hand, which is obviously like the most important thing, right? How does it shoot? How does it feel? They've come available in 2 colors, the grayish tone and then the solid black. Well, look at the gray here. Yeah, that's nice. That's actually really freaking cool. And I love the fact that they decided to keep the wood. I don't know. I just feel like it looks good. You know, it really does kind of look like kind of a Frankenstein build, where you got this modern piece of furniture with the pick rail, the M-lock handguard, you got the hand stop on there, and then you just have like this old school rear end. I don't know, like it looks good. You know, it looks very tastefully done. It could have been way worse. I've seen how some companies will butcher and make a gun just look tacky AF, bro. They'll make them look super, super tacky. And thank God they didn't do it for this one. I was very, very happy about that. Alright. Also, it is also shell ejecting. This one, I didn't think this. Yeah, actually, yeah, it was. That's right. I forgot about that. I was like, I don't know if it was. Yeah, it is. Yeah, these are shell ejecting, which is freaking nuts. Does it make it the most practical thing in the world? Fuck no. Is it still cool? You bet your ass it's cool. It's freaking sweet, dude. I love the fact that it's a shell that's shell ejecting. If you were ever filming anything, trust me, nothing looks as good on camera than when you just have an actual shell just coming out, you know? It's freaking cool. All right, guys, remember, during this duration of the live stream, make sure to go and get your orders in. Every order for a BBWars ticket, whether you are going for the Rebels or for the Empire, it doesn't matter. You get yourself a ticket right now during the duration of this live stream before 9:30 hits. You'll automatically be getting 4 entries into this week's live stream. Give away 4 chances of winning a brand new airsoft gun. Any order that you place that's $20 or more will automatically get you an entry. But you spend $50, you'll be getting 2 entries. For every $50 that you spend, you get 2 entries. So keep that in mind and don't miss out. Get those orders in now while you guys can. Just eating some fish. Join Rebels. We season our flour. We season our flour of our chicken fried steak. Oh, okay. You mean what you're supposed to do? If that flour doesn't have seasoning on it whatsoever, I don't want it. You know what I mean? You gotta season that shit. Season your food, man. Food needs flavor. All right, I'm scrolling down the most recent comments and questions. Remember, guys, if you have any airsoft related questions, feel free to go ahead and put the letter Q in front of your question. It makes it a lot easier for me to spot and identify. Brewer, there's gonna be an addition. Just wish the steel bolt would be in zone as well. Casper's Mark 46 makes me ooh Casper. I don't think I've seen your Mark 46. Now I'm curious. Did you post it in the Discord? If so, let me know so I can check it out. Oh man. 99. Always blessed. Some areas keep scrolling through. Let's see here. Bringing Acrites. It's all bringing Dartry. There's just more fun in person. Hopefully it's my first mil. Okay, there we go. Epic fail. What's up, Epic fail? Heading to my first mil sim with TM Mark 46. Oh, brother. Hell yeah. Dude, that's going to be awesome. You're going to be turning some heads with that gun. As I don't know, Epic fail 99 got himself. I remember when he did it, he got himself the Tokyo Marui NGRS Mark 46 LMG. Literally one of my favorite guns, like ever. Let's see if I don't know if we still have it. If we still have it, I think that no, we're sold out. We sold out again of the TM Mark 46. Damn, bro. I mean, granted, we only bring like a limited amount in, but it is good that we sell them out. It is good that they do move, right? But man, this gun is like gotta be one of my favorite airsoft guns like ever, literally ever. I love this thing so. Hold on, frick it, whatever. There, that's gotta be one of my favorite guns ever, right? Just the recoil on this is just so nice, right? I want one so bad. I need to get one. I do need to get one. Let's see. When will the open box display be back, Joshua Landers? That's right. I forgot the open box. Mystery box was actually sold out. Open box. Yeah, those actually did pretty well. I was very happy with how those went. If you guys want these back, spoiler, we are going to be bringing something in very, very soon. Like, I think we're going to be doing you guys remember the mystery swag packs? We're actually going to be kind of bringing something like those back actually very, very soon. So keep your eyes peeled for those as well. Mystery swag packs are going to make it in the return. So it's going to be very fun to see how that goes. And it's going to be like super cheap too. But as far as the display open box, mystery box, I don't even think we have too many displays left. That's the big thing. We got rid of a lot of stuff. Like, we cleared out of a lot of our stuff with this mystery box. Oh man, that feels good on the throat. Phrasing again. But yeah, no, like we'll probably be bringing that one back too at some point or another when we accumulate enough stuff for it. I think that's the biggest thing for it. 2x dual mag pouches on my vest, grenade pouches on my left side, comms on my right, and spare nades in my front pouch with my hydration in the back. I will be running comms as well. Oh, interesting. I have a Falker as well. That's a question for someone else. Let's see here. Rigs are so true. That's what I'm saying, dude. I've always been a big chest rig guy compared to like a plate carrier. Don't get me wrong. I have my fair share of plate carriers. You guys, I wear them all the time. In like all of our skits, all of our videos, all the shorts that you see on YouTube or Instagram reels. Like, I usually am wearing a plate carrier. But at my core, I've always been a big proponent of like chest rigs. They're just way more comfy, man. You know, like I want to be able to have something simple, put it on, be able to get in and out of vehicles as need be, right? That's like the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing. Who's gonna be running comms? I will be running comms as well, Dark Tree. So if you want, we'll share freaks and everything, and we'll be able to go ahead and stay in sync and everything too. Yeah, I'm hopefully I want to get a good group of guys going as well. Just rolling with me specifically. Yeah, that's I kind of want to have just like my own personal squad going. So that'd be cool if we were able to. That'd be cool if we are able to. PC looks cool. Chest rig is cool. Literally no rig. Pure freedom. No, don't wear anything. Like just wear a belt, right? Or maybe just have stuff in your pockets. Absolute freedom. You know, does not care about the opinions of others. Doesn't care about what he looks like. He's there to have fun. I love that. Absolutely love that. Hope it rains. Answer that one as well. Answer that one as well. Answer that one as well. All right, yeah, we should be all caught up on all those. I'm gonna scroll down the most recent comments and questions. Just picked up an unobtainium chest rig for my kids, so it's not. Ooh, okay, I'm a little interested. Comms here as well for you. That's right. Looking forward to going up against you guys, Creekside. I can roll Big Creekside. Answer that one as well. You should give them away at give away what? Give away what? My frequencies? What the frick are you talking about? What am I giving away? What exactly am I giving away there? I'm not giving away anything, but honestly, I've had a few people in the past especially when we used to be at the old location, at the old spot. We used to have a wall where we would display a lot of our personal guns. Honestly, like going through the amount of robberies and break-ins that we've had, like looking back at the fact that we used to have a personal gun wall, like gives me anxiety. You know, like that shit actually really, really scares me. For those that don't know, yeah, we had been broken into quite a bit of times. Like on numerous occasions, we had been broken into and had products stolen, right? And we've never been able to catch the guy. Right? This guy just avoided, getting caught like an all. I have no idea who this guy is. But like I hate him with all my guts because he stole so much shit. Right? He stole so much stuff, including one of Boaz's personal guns. So even me just imagining or rather recollecting of the fact that we used to have a personal gun where we used to display all of our guns on this grid wall, right? A lot of the guns that we were most proud of. And I was the one that had the most amount of guns on that wall, right? I had everything. Almost all my like best guns were on that wall. All my rifles, like that I was really, really proud of. I used to display all of that, right? And there was nothing holding them in place either. It was literally just on a grid wall, right? So if people really tried, they could go in and easily just swipe one of those. It wouldn't be, necessarily the easiest thing in the world because, you'd have to bypass someone looking. But it was not really under lock and key, if you know what I mean, right? So I remember we used to have a pretty big wall of just all of our personal stuff. Boaz would put his rifles. I'd put my rifles. Whatever storefront employee we had at the time. Cisco would even put some of his stuff on there as well. And I used to get offers quite a bit for a lot of my personal guns. Obviously, for those like longtime viewers of the channel know that oh my god, Chief Keef at one point was like offering me like $2,000 something for my guns, and I still declined it because I didn't want to give away my stuff. Let me know if you guys are like this too. I don't like getting rid of any of my stuff. Like I hate having to sell any of my personal stuff. Like I'm a big collector, right? Like I love collecting stuff. I love getting new things, whether it be pieces of tactical gear, new airsoft guns, because these are guns and things that I've always wanted since I was a kid, and I just never had the means to be able to afford them. Now that I have adult money, it's like, yeah, of course I want this stuff. Like I'm gonna do everything I can to get everything that I ever wanted as a kid, right? And I want to have a giant collection, so that way when my kid, hopefully, God willing, if I have a kid, and God willing he or they like playing airsoft, that they'll have a pretty good collection that they can work their way towards. I'm not going to immediately hand it off. No, they got to work for it. They can get their own gun first, but if they ever want to borrow anything of mine, yeah, sure, they'd have access to a lot of cool stuff. Like a lot of cool stuff. I see we got a question here. This is from Soy Moy VA. Does LCT AK MOE use proprietary mags, or can I use others like LT mags? LCT traditionally is a little bit picky with which mag's going to work, so I'd recommend sticking with the LCT brand, but it might work with the LT. For the MOE, because it is using that PP19 style magazine, you can try with the Lancer Tactical ones, but I'm going to be honest, it's more than likely going to only work with the LCT ones. A lot of times for people that run other brands for their AKs that are not the original, which trust me, I do that all the time. You do have to modify the magazine lips in order to fit, right? I have a I have a G&G RK47, and I run E&L Dogs of War AK-47 mags. Now for those mags, I actually had to file down the feed lips quite a bit in order for them to work and feed properly into my AK. It's actually a pretty common thing that you'd have to do for a lot of different brands. It just depends on the model that you currently have. For LCT, thank God LCT does make mags that should work for that spec. Obviously, they'd have to. They'd be dumb not to make their own mags and sell them individually. But as far as getting other brands to fit with it, like LT, That's a little tough. That's a little tricky. That's a little tricky, man. But that's a very good question. That is a very good question, so remember, guys, any questions you guys have, airsoft related or not, you're more than welcome to go ahead and put them down in the live chat. It's Bensky. I bought a display gun mystery box. I have no idea what battery or mag it takes. How would I find that information? It's Bensky. What you can do is you can DM us on Instagram, Facebook, our Discord server. That'd be a really good place to be. If you guys can go ahead and leave a link to the Discord server, that'd be greatly appreciated as well. That way you can go ahead and message us with a picture of what you got. That way we can give you recommendations from there. That'd probably be the best way to do it. You can also use the live chat function on the website. This goes for anyone if you guys have questions about stuff. Scroll down to the... Here, I'll move this so you can see. This little orange thing right here. All right, that little orange bubble window. You can click on that and leave a message. Bear in mind, the live chat function, right, does not function during our non-regular business hours. So, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we can get you sorted out from there. That's when our reps are going to be monitoring it. They'll be able to go ahead and answer any questions you might have or give recommendations or product suggestions, that type of deal. That's what I would recommend that you can do as well. Or you can shoot us an email. You can shoot us an email as well, and we'll be able to go ahead and answer that. But it helps to have a picture of what it is that you got. Because, again, those are going to be issued out at random. It's not like a preset list or anything. So just send us a picture of some kind, and then we'll be able to go ahead and figure out what it is that you got, and we can give recommendations for what you would need. We can go from there. Make sure I miss anything. Where does they put a skull? I need one of those. All in black, though. Let's see. Scrolling down most recent comments and questions. There we go. Chef Panda Kage, my friend, you have entered the chat. Welcome, my friend. Welcome, 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 welcome. Let's see here. Not sure macro works anymore. I bought an Atlas Custom Works 1022 for you guys and can't wait for it to come in. RC Plays. I think I know exactly which one you're talking about. ACW Sniper. I don't know why they labeled it as a sniper. It's not a sniper rifle, but sure. This bad boy. Dude. Good choice. I like these a lot, dude. I love this thing, man. It's so... That is the worst picture ever. This is... That was so small. That was what she said. I love this thing so much. It's such a fun little gun, you know? And the breakdown, like, is so simple. It's so fast to just break this bad boy down, put it in a backpack, and then head on out. You know what I mean? Such a cool gun. Like, if you were trying to make, like, an apocalyptic survivor loadout, like, this would be such a cool gun to base it off of, you know? Just like whatever, like flannel shirt, backpack, you know, maybe a small rig or something to go along with it. You know, just something small, very civilian-like. This would be a cool kit to put together. Like, this would be a really, really cool kit. And again, I love the extendo, like, banana mag that you get with it, too. So freaking good, dude. So freaking good. And I the size of the picture. Dude, make sure I miss anything. I bought it like 30 minutes ago. Look, nice, nice. Well, if you bought it 30 minutes ago, yeah, you should be entered. If it's 30 minutes from like right now, yeah, you definitely took advantage of the promotion going on. Which, guys, remember, every $50 you spend gets you 2 entries. So for that, like, what is that? 2, that's 4. You got a lot. You got a lot of entries. I can't do math right now. I can't do math. It's the notion of the promotion. Casper, I have never heard that one before. It's the notion of the promotion. I've heard motion of the ocean before, but never have I in my life have I heard notion of the promotion. That is hilarious. That is so freaking hilarious. Make sure to miss anything. Oh, yes. Testimony, sweet gun, rapid fire, and so my performs. Gonzalez. Make sure you're missing anything. Make sure you're missing anything. Okay, so can you put a Nebula 2 MOSFET, an ETU, and an ACW ACR Masada? Yes, you should be able to because it is still using a version 2 gearbox. And the Nebula 2 doesn't require the use of the sector gear or the sector gear chip. It doesn't need it, like the original Nebula does. Should be able to. I mean, you'd have to do the whole breakdown, of course, and everything for it. But yeah, you should be able to go ahead and mount a Nebula 2 into the ACW ACR. ACR. I actually really like ACRs. I think ACRs are really cool. Just a shame you don't see them very much on the field, right? I mean, ACRs are cool. ACRs are freaking sweet, right? I think they're freaking nice. I have no issue with them whatsoever. It's just a nice alternative to just your standard M4, man, you know? Like, if you really wanted to break away from just a standard AR, right? This is nice. This is a cool option to go along with, you know? I like these. I actually think I like the... both black and tan work very, very well. I think for this one, I think I would go with maybe the black one on this one. I don't know, just the personal preference of mine. Just a personal preference. But yeah, you should be able to get the Nebula 2 to work in there, no problem. The Nebula 2, as long as it's a version 2, it should work. Should work. I don't foresee any particular issues with this. I think the only thing that my biggest concern, this goes with any ACR or any like Masada that exists out there, is just it's the hop-up chamber. Like, if I'm not mistaken, the hop chambers are proprietary on those. Like, you can put in a new bucket, you can put in a new barrel in there, no problem. Even a new hop-up nub. But just the unit itself is always very annoying. Which, again, isn't the worst in the world. There definitely are weaker hop-up chambers out there. But that's always been, like, my biggest thing is that, like, you just can't change out the hop chamber itself. Not unless you go for one that is specifically designed for it. It doesn't take a standard AR hop chamber. But, again, I'm willing to deal with it. You know what I mean? It's not the worst thing in the world. You know what I mean? It could be a lot worse. Could be a lot worse. Let's see here. TTI 2011's cool with CO2. You could. I personally would recommend sticking with green gas. Personally, Miguel would recommend still sticking with green gas at the end of the day. Okay, keep going through. Can you extend a pistol in a barrel and hide in a suppressor? Jonathan Jeans, yes. Yes, you can. But your FPS will go up to an extent. Obviously, there is such a thing as diminishing returns. Going too far doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get like a sniper, per se. But you can. You definitely can, and that's what a lot of guys do. So long as you have a means of being able to attach a mock suppressor, you know, you have like a threaded outer barrel, or you have like an adapter, so you are able to mount a suppressor of your choice. You can do it. That's definitely one. People have been doing that for years. You know, people have been doing that for a very, very long time. So yeah, I don't see any reason why you wouldn't be able to. Depends on the pistol though. That is another thing too. It does depend on the pistol that you have, because some of them are a little bit picky. All the pistols that, I should say all, but like the vast majority that we do sell should be compatible with the standard spec out there for the Wii VSR spec, Wii TM VSR spec. They should all be compatible. The TM VSR 10 spec, gas bullet pistol spec, that's gonna be the same. Those should work. Those shouldn't have any issues with. But again, there are some brands out there that are a little bit picky with which ones they're gonna work with. You know, so just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. Tongue smiley face. Hey, Isaias, can you try to rush my order tomorrow? Tongue smiley face. I will try my best to see what I can do. There is, you know, a list of like orders that come in that we try to process as much as we possibly can, as they come. But you know, I will try my best to encourage them. No promises, but I can do I can see what I can do. I'm away with regular Arcturus. AK mags are fine. No idea about PCC mags. Yeah, that's the tough part. That's the tough part. Finally got the tip off the Mark III. That thing was stuck on there. Something fierce. You can't be telling me that, Chef. You ruin your warranty. You ruin your warranty when you do that. Can't find bio BBs. I just picked up 20 bottles of 3.2 HPA's bio BBs. Yeah, we don't really. You know what's funny? We don't really see too many people buying bio BBs anymore. We will sell them. Bio BB. Yeah, we are out of like a lot of biodegradable BBs. That's funny. That's hilarious. But we also don't really get many people asking for them either. You know, I can't remember the last time someone in store asked for biodegradable BBs. So we probably are going to be getting some in at some point, just not in the near future that I can see for the time being. My name patch and player is Charlie from Jolly Patches. Everyone brought my BBs like to yeah, it's only for like events that you see, or like certain fields that like doesn't, you have to have bio BB, you can't have anything else, that you usually find that. But that's like such a very specific case, you know. It's only at like fields that just, you know, I don't know what it is, like they don't know or something. I don't know what it is. I have no idea. Make sure I'm missing anything. Anything with me as well. All my ammo in a box mag, black as well. Okay. Scroll on most recent comments because I know there's going to be quite a few. Ooh, Goober. Any tips on getting my classic army mid caps to feed on my CA53? CA53. I'm pretty sure that is a tough one. I mean, if it's the OEM magazines, those should feed. I mean, when it comes to magazines, things that you can always do. Newer spring, stiffer spring, or doubling up on the spring. That's always something that people like to do, to try to just force it to feed into the hop-up chamber. Maybe just making sure that there's no debris or any bad BBs that are like broken inside, because that can happen too. You get that one BB that like shatters apart inside of your mid-cap magazine, and that prevents it from being able to like properly feed all the way through. That's happened to me. It sucks when that does, but that is a possibility. So maybe just like a disassembly of the magazine, make sure there's nothing in there, and then doubling up on the spring. That's something I've seen done. That's something I've seen done quite a bit on pretty much every gun platform out there. Make sure I'm missing it. See, I'm actually thinking about getting the Gen 3 1911 TAC CO2. Such a solid pistol. Epic Fail 99. I don't know if you saw our latest short, but the Elite Force 1911s, the CO2 1911s in general, are solid, man. Like I have no issue with them. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna play.
This was my first airsoft pistol.
Come on. Scroll back down. There we go. All right, I'm gonna share. There we go. Fuck it. Hold on. There we go. That's better.
This was my first airsoft pistol. The Elite Force 1911 A1 CO2 blowback pistol. I had always been a fan of 1911s, and this full metal one just caught my eye. Being CO2 powered, this thing kicks like a mule. And despite the fact that this pistol is like a bajillion years old, there are still replacement parts and magazines readily available for this platform.
Which is true.
But let me know, what was your very first airsoft pistol?
Yeah, so that's going to be kind of... I did that as a teaser for this week. This week's main upload that we're going to be doing on Friday. We're going to be Boaz, myself, Cisco, and even Anthony from Lancer Tactical, my boy Whiskey. He's going to be making a guest appearance as well on this video. And we're going to be talking about our very first airsoft pistols that we ever started with. This is our very first airsoft pistol that we called our own. How we liked it, how we use it, and is it still a viable option for 2025? Is it still good for running this time or running this year? And honestly, yeah. I mean, here's the biggest thing. I got this version specifically, the A1, right? I got the A1 because it was cheap. It was cheaper, and it was closer to the old school appearance that I liked. I was a weirdo even back then. I always just liked the old school style guns. I was a FUD even back then when I was like, when did I buy my first gun? 16 when I bought it? Yeah, I was like 16 when I got it. I remember busting ass to try to like save as much money as I could to try to get myself one, and I was able to do it. And honestly, it worked great. Everyone that I had talked to on the field, because I was doing like plenty of research, right, trying to figure out what gun works best. And obviously, yeah, you had your high cap of like fans as well, of course, for sure. Nothing wrong with that. But I never really wanted to have to deal with like upgrade parts or anything. I just wanted to be able to get a gun that like, hey, I can buy the replacement parts as need be. Magazines are still available, and I want something that kicks, and it feels good shooting a CO2 pistol. And everyone, even at that point, had owned a Elite Force 1911, right? That was like almost every single airsofter at some point or another had either owned it or still owns it and still runs it. Right, so and I was like, figuring, what, might as well go with it. I like how simple it is. I like the CO2, and honestly, it was solid. It was nice, dude. I loved that pistol so much. Right up until it got robbed and stolen out of my buddy's car. I fucking hate that. Whoever stole that, I fucking hate you. But yeah, no, that was cool. And I did eventually get a replacement, but it is obviously like a slightly different version. It's like the TAC version, so it has the lower accessory rail, has different sights on there. Different grip panels, but I still have a soft spot for this specific A1, man. It's a classic. You can't really beat it, honestly. In terms of just its overall aesthetic, it's just very well done, right? But I would say even in 2025, it still has a place. Obviously, for a lot of pistols that come out now, the bare minimum is like, hey, it's got to be able to make or be able to mount an optic, right? That's like the big thing. If it can't mount an optic on there, you can't put an RMR on there, then should you even buy it, right? I think for any manufactured pistols these days, any new manufactured pistols, yes, I do think that is a good point to have. But I'll be honest, if you were looking for just a solid pistol, I didn't want to complicate things, it's not a bad option. It is not a bad option. I'll see if I can find the link for it. Yeah, there we go. But you can get the newer version. Not I say newer. They're not exactly new. They've been out for a while. But you can get like the TAC version, Gen 3 versions. Those are fine. Those are great. But this one just happens to be discounted right now. Like what, 119? Yeah, 119. I'll leave a link to it on the live chat for y'all to check out too. But that was my first airsoft pistol. That was my very first airsoft pistol that I ever owned, and I would still recommend playing with it even to this day. Playing with it, honestly, just felt so familiar. It's like, man, this was fun. This was absolutely fun. And to edit my footage and get that posted. Yes, sir, Jason. Yes, sir. Not much. Just chilling. Taylor Swift and Olivia Rodrigo. Nice. Absolutely. Dude, white girl music goes absolutely hard, bro. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Chef, what chest rig can get me the most utility but also the most M4 mags on my person? Ooh, I like that question. I like that question a lot, Chef. There's quite a few that you can honestly go with. Oh, man, my allergies are going nuts right now. I got that hella post-nasal drip. Feeling hella drippy. That's a tough one, right? Being able to carry even more M4 magazines. I think most micro rigs that you usually find, like the ones that are very much in vogue right now, those will typically carry like 3, like usually about 5, right, rigs. But if we can find one. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be some that we're gonna have that can carry even more. Let's see here. Oh, this patrol rig. How many of this one can carry? The 4 and 1 double stack mag. I like this rig, but again, that's not. It's gonna hold 4 only though. That's the only downside for it. Yeah, that's the only downside for it. Dang it. I know there's a few other options as well that you can typically go with. Ooh, what about the Attack X? That one can do. Let's see here. So you could probably do 1, 2. That one is not a bad option, but what's the actual number on this? That one's not a bad option. The Tech X is not a bad choice. I mean, oh man, my allergies are going crazy right now. There are more options too. I would say, because I also go for comfort too. That's the big thing too. I like being comfortable in my rig. Multifunctional chest rig. That one's not bad, but that one only holds like 3. Yeah, 3, 4, maybe 5. I would say maybe one of these like Condor ones. They're a little old school, right? That sort of style, or anything that's similar to this. Honestly, it's like, yeah, it's a little bit old, but hey man, these things, if you know, you know. These things are goated. Those things hold so many, because they're designed also to accommodate for like AKs. For like AK mags. So you can hold quite a bit. You gotta think how big an AK mag is compared to an AR mag. So if it can carry like if it can carry 2 AK mags, you can carry like quite a bit of AR mags in there as well. Oh my goodness. Whew. Oh man. Allergies going nuts on there. There's the actual chest harness, the LT one. That one's not bad. That one holds quite a bit. There's options out there for you. There are a few. You just gotta kind of look around and see which one you think looks the coolest. For me personally, I like this guy. Come on. I like the patrol rig because again, that just works very well for my purposes. Yeah, there we go. I like these patrol rigs the best. In my opinion, these look the coolest, right? And again, they are still using that. I believe they actually can be compatible with. Yeah, they use the Swift Clip system. So if you wanted to be able to use, oh yeah, you get like more utility pouches, so you can stuff even more in there. Yeah, oh totally. Yeah, I would say the patrol rig would probably be my favorite. If you wanted something to go with your Empire loadout, I'll leave a link to the black one. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I like the patrol rig a lot. That's my personal favorite one. Even Boaz says, like, yeah, if you're doing this for like a Milsim event, the patrol rig's probably the best setup for you. Oh man, nose is going crazy. Oh, I thought I was gonna sneeze there. I love my Booker muskets like the M733 and Car 15 style family instead of stuff like ACRs. I do like Car 15 style Trace helmet. I actually really do. I currently have a my 733 build out right now too. I'm finishing up my Gothic Serpent loadout, and hopefully I'll be able to have that done very, very soon. Remember, ready for BBWars? You know it, baby. I got one more thing that I gotta get though. There's one more thing that I need in my kit. It's very important, and it's gonna be a surprise for everyone. Everyone that shows up to BBWars is gonna be like, "What the fuck?" But yeah, man, I'm very much excited for BBWars, dude. I need tickets to move though. I need more tickets to sell. If you guys want BBWars to be successful enough for us to be able to go out and do BBWars in your local area, BBWars tickets need to sell. Make sure to get your tickets now while you still can. Remember, BBWars tickets, any orders for those during the duration of these streams, you got like what? It's 8:26 right now, about to be 8:27. For the next hour until 9:30, you can order yourself a BBWars ticket. You get yourself 4 entries into this week's live stream giveaway, so do not miss out. Call sign SMBB. Scar H as an AG is decent, VC, but converting HVA is a pain. Yeah, and honestly, I've never really had the best experiences with the Scar H AEGs myself. They're not the worst thing in the world to work on, but man, they are inconvenient. You know, they don't make it easy for you. They definitely don't make it easy for you. What would be more hilarious if the song came out and that one was never gonna give you? I had Rick rolled actually the entire chat. I don't know if you guys were there. I know I know RPG Lovers was. I started stream and it was just like a black screen, and then all of a sudden I hit play, and then started playing, and then he's just like, "Are you fucking serious?" Dude, it was so hilarious. I love rickrolling people, and the best. I was watching dishes and I had to keep stopping because those colors. I'm the type that rolls with Taylor Swift and black. Dude, that's hilarious. You'd be bombarded by Fetty Wap or Katy Perry. Katy Perry also valid, absolutely valid in terms of white girl music. That shit goes hard. Shit absolutely goes hard. Scar H or L? Ooh, that's a good question. That is a good question. I mean, is it even really a question though? It's always the H, bro. Always the H. The L, if you wanted to go to Scar L, go for an AR. Like, really, you know what I mean? If you got a Scar L, sorry, should have gotten an H. Fabian, you guys didn't do a giveaway last week, right? No, we did not, Fabian. I was not able to do any live stream whatsoever last week because I was dying with COVID. So, yeah, unfortunately not. But we are going to be doing one this week, so make sure to get your orders in while you can. Don't mind me. Might be high off fumes cleaning myself. Dude, that is hilarious. Oh, man, I'm freaking dying over here. Dang, I had no clue this is going on. Hey, at least now you are here, man. You are here. You are here, and you are ready to party, as SpongeBob likes to say. Scrolling down, most recent comments and questions, because there's going to be a few more. BBWars, including K-Barbecue. You know we're going to get some K-Barbecue after. You know we're going to get some K-Barbecue after. That's the biggest thing, man, because not only just playing with the Airsoft community. It's not only the games, because the party doesn't end there. We keep going and we hang out after. That's if you guys are regulars at BBWars events or any sort of GI events in general, you know that we like to kick it. We like to kick it. We like to hang out with all you guys. I like building memories and really building that community. Because isn't that the most fun part too? As soon as you're done playing, as soon as the raffles are over, you're like, all right, cool, let's go get something to eat, and you just recap the entire event, hanging out with the homies. That's like the best, dude. That is absolutely like one of my favorite parts of playing Airsoft with the homies, dude. What's the after party? That is hilarious. Yeah, it's gonna be BBWars, and then as soon as we're done with the giveaway itself, K-Barbecue. We're gonna figure out a spot that we're all gonna go out to eat. Maybe take a few drinks if you guys are into that, for sure. And then we're just gonna kick it. We're just gonna kick it the entire time. What the fuck? Chef's gonna do a traditional Panda Cherry Blossom Festival dance? What does that even look like, Casper? I have no idea. What even is that? I want to buy a ticket, but I won't be able to check in time, Maverick. Even if you're late, dude, it's fine. Just get your ticket. Just get your ticket so you can play. We're going to be doing 3 big games. And even if you're late, that's totally okay. That's totally okay. You are totally fine. Trace helmet. Do a video on your Gothic Serpent loadout like Boaz did for Blood Diamond loadout. That's the only downside, is that unfortunately a lot of like loadout videos don't do very well. They don't do the best. They don't do the best. Not at all. They actually do pretty poorly in terms of views. Granted, YouTube has been suppressing our stuff for like quite a while. So at this point, we could make the argument, does it even make a difference, you know? I would like to do it. I would like to do a little loadout video. But we wouldn't be able to go and call it a loadout, though. That's the only downside. We wouldn't be able to call it a loadout video because it's not a popular keyword, you know, that people look up, unfortunately. Maybe kit. I don't know what. I definitely want to. I'm gonna make a short out of that for sure. Like, you can expect a full-on short for it, and hopefully that does well. I think I can foresee it doing okay. I can foresee that one doing okay, but I don't know about a whole video. You know, I don't know about a whole video for it. So of course, I feel this year I've earned your seat. Your seat for what? What seat for what? I'm sure that you have. I don't know what seat we were talking about, but for sure. Till they kick us out, till it's too much food. Yeah, I know, right? They're gonna be like, "Oh, you guys go through too much." It's just like, bruh, fuck off. You know, like, thankfully, I think most of the places here, like locally here, don't really have that as much of an issue. Granted, I've never tested it that far. You know what I mean? I've always gone with a pretty large group, and they've never kicked us out for either time or for eating too much. Like, I haven't had that problem yet. But then again, I have no idea how many people are actually going to be down to go and kick it after playing and actually go to the restaurant with us. So we'll see. We shall see. We shall absolutely see. Let's see here. I did take it to my land. So 3 2-hour games. Basically, we're trying to see if we can try to get a third game in there as well. Maybe like a warm-up round. You know, just something simple, something short, something sweet, so that we can kind of get everyone warmed up and ready to go and actually play the big games. You know what I mean? Tactical dress-up outfit, yes. Tactical cold kit haul dress-up. That's funny. Casper has been given a seat on the council, but has not been granted the title of master. How can you do this? It's outrageous. How can you be on the council and not be made a master? Take a seat, young Casper. Casper's like way older than me. I'm still mad about what happened with the rented younglings. Allergies getting your ass in it? Yeah, dude, they are, bro. Like, I got stuffy nose. I got post-nasal drip. I got that. When they say I got that drip, I do post-nasal drip, bro. That's the only kind of drip you'll find out of me. And again, my throat is still not 100% better. But we will power through. We will power through. Guys, you got a little less than an hour left of the live stream. Make sure to go and get your orders in. That way, every $20 or greater order gets you an entry in. But every $50 you spend gets you 2 entries. And if you get yourself some BBWars tickets tonight during this live stream, you get yourself 4 entries into this week's live stream giveaway to win yourself a brand new airsoft gun in the form of a YouTube unboxing mystery box. So don't miss out and get those orders in. Anakin did nothing. Whoa! I'll be honest, I'm a big Anakin fan too, but I'll be real. That motherfucker went evil. He evil, bro. He went on his evil fuck shit for a while, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. I think those little children that he massacred have something to say about that. I just love the image in my head where Anakin, like, of course, right, Darth Vader chooses not to let the dark side consume him. He decides to save his son, obviously sacrifice himself for the greater good, right? And let me see it with my own eyes. And then you were right about me. You were right, dies. Right in Luke's arms. I like to think that as soon as he passed over to the Force Netherworld, and as soon as he materialized enough, right, to be able to see both Yoda, Obi-Wan, that as soon as he was done waving goodbye to Luke, he just turns around and there's just a bunch of decapitated younglings just staring at him like, you killed us. You know what I mean? Like, talk about awkward, man. Like, shit. My bad, little ones. You know? That's gotta be freaking awkward, dude. See, those younglings. What do you mean? Called him master. What the fuck? Called him master. They were just taunting him. what are you gonna do, master? This fucking, what are you gonna do about it, bitch? He's oh, fucking, I'm gonna teach you. Fucking kills them all. Dude, that's hilarious. Villains are created, not born. See, I want to agree with you. And then I do think that there is a large part. This actually, now we're getting philosophical over here. Let me know what you think. Do you think villains are created or do you think they're born? I think two things can be true. I do think, and this is gonna sound really weird, right? There's this whole thing I've noticed, right, where a lot of people will kind of say like, oh yeah, society made me who I am, or like, you talk to some people and they'll be like, oh yeah, I was really shaped by my surroundings, which yes, nature versus nurture, right? There's a whole argument there. But I'm gonna be real, I do feel like a lot of people use the society argument as an excuse for their own behavior. Here's the thing. Once you reach a certain age, I get it, it's hard to like distinguish, right from wrong, and to that extent to be able to go ahead and act like a better person, especially considering if you had really, really bad surroundings. Trust me, I get it. But at the same time, you are also an adult and you have the capacity to make your own decisions. That's something that I realize as I get older too, right? As you get older, you realize that, you don't always have to be a byproduct of what it is that's around you. You do have the ability to do other things. You have the ability to gain perspective, be introspective, if you will, about your own actions, right? I don't know. Like, it just felt like, I feel like some people, when I see online behavior, right, how people act, especially when you interact with like kind of asshole-ish people, they'll usually tell like, oh yeah, it's because I had this growing up, or society made me this way, or be like, oh, I had these bad experiences, therefore I'm gonna act out because of it. It's like, okay, so you choose not to grow. Like, even if we're talking about like from a narrative perspective, you are choosing not to have any character development whatsoever, and you're choosing to just be stuck in the past and not move forward. I don't know, something I've noticed, right? Like that's the one thing I would blame Anakin for, where it's like, I get it, and I think that the movie doesn't do the best, episode 3 doesn't do the best job of illustrating Anakin's plight, but at the same time, Anakin also could have done so many other things in that situation. There were so many other options that he had available to them that would have completely changed the outcome and still gotten his point. If anything, it would have been way more productive for him to express in regards to his own frustrations with the Jedi Council, his feelings of distrust from them. Like, there were so many things he could have done differently. I could list so many other things and how it could have played out. And you know how Marvel does their like what if series? I want there to be a what if scenario that Star Wars does, animated of course. I want them to do Clone Wars animation style, a what if Anakin didn't turn, right? Like, just to see how it would go. I think it'd be very interesting. I think that'd be a very, very cool concept for Disney to do. But again, what do I know? I've only been a fan since I was like 3 years old. Let's see here. According to Amber Boo, to Amber Heard, that's hilarious. That is fucking wild, dude. Isaias, when an Airsoft product says non-US version, what does that exactly mean? That is probably a European version. There are usually certain specs that have to be met in order for certain guns to be allowed in like certain parts of the country. US is like, we're pretty open in terms of what we allow, from what I remember, as long as it has an orange tip, right? That's like the biggest thing. As long as it has an orange tip, yeah, that's the only thing, right? That it can pass customs and it can come in. But in terms of like non-US version, if you see that usually means it's like a European spec version. So there might be some differences with either the furniture, maybe there's some differences with the FPS, maybe like the performance itself out the box. It really depends on the context of what we're talking about, But generally speaking, there is a slight difference between like some versions that are manufactured for like a European market versus the US market. Generally speaking, when you see non-US version, it usually means the European version. I remember that for the AAP01s. For some reason, the European version didn't have the pick rails. I can't tell you why. I have no idea why, but that was the big difference between the two. What the fuck? When two people really like, I think you mean each other, they make boom boom. Yes, absolutely. That's how it's done. That's how the birds and the bees were explained to me. They're both. One must be created to be born. Because here's another thing too. There are some people, I mean, in real life, I mean, on some real shit, there are some people that are born and that have like the best upbringing you can possibly imagine. You know, they have all the resources available to them. They have everything that they could ever like. They will never want for anything that is needed for proper development, and then they just turn out, you know, like there's something wrong with these people that they're just the best way I can describe it is born evil, right? Born by our societal's definitions of what is evil, right? There are just some people that are like that. There are just some people in this world that are just born that way. Like, no matter what you do, they just are like that. I don't think it's a matter like we should be giving up at that point. Obviously, they need help. Clearly, there's something wrong. Clearly. But, you know, so I do think it is both. I do think it is both. They were children of the corn, bro. I haven't seen that movie in a long time, bro. Yeah, a long time. All right, boys, I'll see you at BBWars. Absolutely, Maverick, but don't miss out on this week's live stream giveaway either. Remember, this Thursday, we're giving away a brand new YouTube unboxing mystery box, which you can win as well. All you got to do is have a $20 or greater order placed from today, Tuesday, till Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and you are in. Don't miss out. Hopefully, you got something during this live stream. If not, don't worry, you'll have another chance this Thursday, but don't waste it. Do not waste it. Adding nothing wrong. The Jedi are pure evil. Okay, Maverick. All right, pure. I don't know about that one. Okay, yes, Victor. That's yeah, bro. People cheered for the Child Slayer 9000 scene, dude. That was the fact that like okay, that's the only reason why I didn't go to see the re-release. I have a huge pet. Let me know if you guys have this too. I have a huge pet peeve about people talking in a movie theater. Like, I'm gonna go off for a second. I'm gonna go off. I'm gonna crash out for a second. Just give me like 5 minutes to crash out. If you go to a movie and you are talking during a movie, whether you've seen the movie or not, you're repeating lines or whatever, or you're having a conversation with your friend, shut the fuck up. Get the hell out of my movie theater. Like I paid money to go for the cinematic experience, and you are actively ruining it. Don't do that. I get it if it's a brand new movie and maybe some people cheer for a certain moment. Maybe, sure. Even then, it still bothers me. I want the movie theater to be completely silent. I want to be able to enjoy, and because I like immersing myself in whatever it is that I'm watching. Right? I want to completely immerse myself in this experience. And if I'm going to clap, it's going to be at the very end of the movie. You know what I mean? I'm going to clap at the very end. And that's, I feel like, appropriate. That I feel like appropriate for everyone to be clapping. When I went to go see the very first Star Wars, or no, like, when I went to go see the very first Star Wars movie that I ever remember watching in theaters, episode 2. Episode 2, I do remember people did clap at the end. Episode 3, especially at the very end, people were clapping. You know, I remember going opening weekend for episode 3, and people were clapping at that. I remember getting up and standing with because I went with my cousins. I went to go see with my uncle, my dad. We all got up and clapped at the end of the movie. We did the same thing for Rogue One, with the exact same thing for Rogue One, right? And I think that was appropriate. You could even get like a, right, you know, like the collective gasp, you know, in the theaters when something crazy happens, right? That's fine. But I hate when people like just fucking go nuts in a movie theater. Also, too, when people do that, who do you think is going to clean up after all that? Like, that's kind of an asshole move if you're just like throwing your popcorn all over the place. Because the fucking Minecraft movie, dude, that's the biggest example of this, too. Like, the minute that the whole fucking chicken jockey meme like started, people are literally like, they have to put signs on movie theaters telling people do not freak out, or if they see people doing that, they're immediately just going to turn the movie off and then kick everyone out. No refunds. Like, don't do that. Staff have to come out and are like, hey, if we see that happening, we're going to immediately go for you and just kick you out. Do not make the workers have to clean up a crazy amount of popcorn. Again, they have to get it ready for the next showing, right? It's messed up, man. It's absolutely messed up. You know, people are there just to watch a movie. Let people have their fun and watch the movie in peace. You know what I mean? Now I'm done with that crash out. I'm done with that little rant there. The footage of it happening, no witness equals no murders. It was self-defense. Casper, I don't think you remember the lines of dialogue. I pulled an actually. You actually see that happening the minute that Obi-Wan and Yoda are going through the security holotapes. They do find it. You can actively see him slicing through younglings. Granted, not the little kid younglings, but you do see him going through some like teenagers. We're talking like some at most maybe 16-year-olds. You do see it happening. It's crazy, dude. It's absolutely nuts. Watching that, even though it, like they don't focus on it, obviously, it's still like mind blowing to watch it. Also, there's some sick fucker out there. I believe they did a mod. I think it was for Jedi Academy. If you guys are old enough to remember that game, I fucking love Jedi Academy and Jedi Outcast. There's a mod that someone made where you can play as Anakin, and it starts off right at that cutscene. It's literally like a cutscene that plays it right as soon as he ignites the lightsaber. It drops you in. You're in the middle of the throne room, and all these younglings come at you with lightsabers, and you gotta like just start swinging like crazy to kill them all. That's just nuts. Whoever made that, you're sick. But that is kind of funny. No, because I bought this item. I bought a lot. I bought a lot. I think you mean LT Gen 4 Predator. This item have a 40 million counterclockwise. I don't see the item description. Yeah, it should have a 40 million counterclockwise thread. Let me see. 37813. 37813. Let's see here. 37813. Yeah. That should work for it. That should work for it. That should work for it. It does have a 14 millimeters counterclockwise thread on there for the flash hider. It should work. It should work. No, these are actually good pick, by the way. I like these barrel extensions. These are nice. I like these a lot. These are cool. I like the black one, but the tan one does look good as well. Tan one does also look pretty good as well. I like that it's QD. You get the nice flash hider in there as well. It's cool, man. It's a good option. It's a very, very good pick. Yeah, that drip, bro. That ruddy drip, bro. That's exactly what I have. You saw it up. Make sure I miss anything. You won't show the Empire and have troubles. They did take after by like this. What are you talking about? Make sure I miss anything. Okay, yeah, should be all caught up for all those. Anyone know if we were gonna have a good schedule? More than likely, yes, we will, but it is going to be determined, Brian Lee. Because again, we're still playing it by ear, right? Hopefully, within the next 2 weeks, we'll be able to get it more closer. But again, I'll be honest, man. If you've been to enough airsoft events, that's just never accurate. That's just never accurate. Because here's what usually happens, right? I'm not gonna call out anybody, but I will call out people. Usually, what happens, you have a set time for when you guys, obviously open. You start letting people in. You start registering. You give people like an hour, maybe even 2 hours to register, right? I guarantee you, there will always be people who are running super late, and that's fine. That's totally fine. Some people just either don't pay attention to the rules, or some people just can't. They got other things going on. They're tired. It's tough, waking up early in the morning. Some people are just not used to it, right? Some people are like night owls like myself, where we're used to staying up super late. We cannot for the life of us wake up super early. I have to go to crazy lengths to make sure that I wake up on time for work every day, believe it or not. Because I'm just not a morning person. But regardless, there are going to be people that are late, or they're going to be registering late, and that's totally okay. That's fine. If that's what has to happen, by all means, go for it. But even if we set a hard deadline at a certain time, it's going to end up getting pushed back because there's going to be people that are flooding in, wanting to get registered, and we want to let as many people as we want to on the field to get the game started. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Make sure I'm missing anything. Make sure to scroll up. All right. I'll scroll down the most recent comments and questions. There we go. Scroll down the most recent ones. There we go. Real Wild, what's going on, man? Good to have you here as well. Guys, if you haven't already, make sure to go and leave a like on this live stream. I saw earlier we were sitting around like 40 congruent viewers. Dropped down a little bit, but we only have 28 likes. What is going on? Make sure to go and leave a like on this stream. Let me know you guys want us to continue with the giveaways. Make sure you guys let us know you guys want us to continue with these live streams so we keep doing them. Maverick, hey, come on, man. You probably not to single me out. I didn't say names. You cut me deep just now. Nice. Probably will preload mags right before. That's what I'm saying, RPG. Okay, thank you. Yes, my man. You know what's up. Load your magazines before you even get to the field. Like, have them already good to go and in your rig or your plate carrier. That way, as soon as you show up, put them on. All right, let me just chrono. I'm done. I'm good to go, right? I can do whatever it takes for registration at that point, but you're pretty much set to go. As soon as you're there, while everyone else is struggling last minute to load, let me get the speed loader, let me load my magazines, put gas in my mag. Like you're set. You are good. You have nothing to do at that point. You can just relax, chill, hang out, pay attention to the rules, link up with your buddies. You know that. Just saying, man, it works. I had a kid use Castle Doctrine. He felt threatened. Dude, that is hilarious. Just show up 12 hours before it opens, leave 12 hours later. Dude, just spend all day there, dude. Yeah, easy. Just spend all day. Camp out the night before. You'd be surprised. There are people that do that. There are plenty of people that do that for a lot of events. I've done it before. Even for regular, casual, like, walk-on games. I used to do, oh man, this is, you're listening to Grandpa talk story time right now. I used to do a lot of canyon drives with Boaz and our tech Taylor at the time. We used to love driving through Ortega Highway. Shout out to my boy Griff. He doesn't watch these live streams, but if he ever does, I miss you, Griff. He doesn't airsoft as much often anymore, which is very sad. I hate when friends don't play as often, but he's going through some personal stuff. But he used to pull through as well, and we used to just do canyon rides all the way through Ortega Highway. Sometimes we would full send it too, just to be like, all right, you want to do a little bit of race, right? So just a little bit, just a little tiny bit. Don't recommend it. I do not recommend it. Because we'd meet up at the base of where the highway starts, where the mountain starts, grab some drinks, ride some snacks, or grab a bite to eat if we didn't eat anything before. We'd already have our airsoft stuff packed, right? And we just do canyon rides throughout. We'd line up in front of Wildlands' gate, right? We'd line up right in front of the door, and then we'd just sleep all night, right? We'd sleep, and then as soon as they open the door, it's like, oh, sweet, we're good to go. Immediately drive on in, and we play airsoft, and then call it a day towards closing, if not till exactly when they close, and then grab a bite to eat after, right? Like, it was fun times, man. It was super fun times. I do miss those days sometimes, just hanging out with the homies, playing, doing some drive-in, and of course playing some airsoft after. It was the best, man. It was absolutely the best. I'm planning on showing up a day early to get set up and chill. That's what's up, 2A Warrior. That is a plan. That is the move right there. Hell yeah, canyon rides. Absolutely, dude. I love canyon rides, dude. Yeah, dude. At sunset, so romantic, dude. Absolutely. Yes. Always start at the base. Pause. Phrasing. Yes, absolutely. I love canyon rides, dude. It was fun. It was definitely fun. I had a few moments where I thought I was gonna die though doing those canyon runs. There was a few moments where I sent it just a little too hard, and I was just learning how to really start driving quick, driving fast. So there's a few moments where it unintentionally drifted, and I was like, oh fuck, I'm gonna die. It was fun. It was really fun times. It was really cool. But I learned from those experiences. Thank God, I learned from those experiences. Alvin 11, what's going on, man? Good to have you here as well. Showing up early for Chrono on Friday for coming at 2 p.m. I'll just casually sit on my collapsible stool waiting. Absolutely. Dude, that's got to be part of the kit. You got to have the fishing or the camping stool set up I think I'll just wait here for a little bit. Woo! But woo! Oh, man. My allergies are kicking my ass right now. Oh, man. All right, keep going through. Remember, guys, if you do have any airsoft-related questions or just questions in general you want to ask me, by all means, feel free to go and let me know. Put the letter Q in for your question. Makes it a lot easier for you to see. You still felt threatened. They charged it, Anakin. What would you have done? Dude, that is hilarious. See? Self-defense. Justin, I concur. I like the original 3 after that overrated. I like the original 3. It's the same. I like the original 3 after that's overrated. All right, fair enough. Fuzzy footage. Can't confirm identity. Is this you in the footage? I'm not. I can't tell. Muff to Mayo Gang. Fan, be easy over. No worries, Squirtly Nuts. Thank you for pulling through on tonight's stream. It was an absolute blast having you here. Make sure you pump some iron, bro. That CGI fake footage, dude. Fucking. Yeah, I said before, Chicken Jockey was funny when everyone would say it, but throwing stuff makes it instantly unfunny. That's what I'm saying, man. But that's people don't know how to fucking act anymore. People don't know how to act in a movie theater. People will just start be flapping their gums, right? Start throwing shit like crazy. I'm like, bro, fucking shut the fuck up, dude. Hell, if you go to a movie with me, bet your ass you're taking your trash with you when you leave. Yeah, absolutely. And if you throw it, God, you better pick that shit up kernel by kernel. Seriously, that's fucked up, man. Like, I get it. There are people that clean movie theaters, but don't make their fucking jobs harder. You're just being a jerk at that point. It's not even trying to be biased. Freaking Jennifer Colbert wrote some of the best Clone Wars and Bad Batch episodes. Yeah, no, you absolutely right. Thank you for knowing about Jennifer Colbert, man. Thank you. My man. It really came down to a lot of her decisions. Star Wars is the original. What's good, gang? Absolutely, Catholic. That's Star Wars is dead. Catholic. I don't know about. It's not completely dead. Darwin Jobber. I get the sentiment. Trust me. I'm not gonna sit here and argue saying it's the best it's ever been. But I will say this: if there was anything ever good to come from all of this new age Star Wars stuff, right? I sound like a boomer when I say that shit. I'm gonna take that sentiment. If there's anything that good that came out of this current age of Star Wars, that sounds better. If there's any positive that came out of it, it definitely opened the door to a lot more Star Wars fans, right? To varying degrees, obviously, right? I'm not the type of person that likes to gatekeep things. I'm not. That's not about me. If that's all about you, if that's what you like to do, then by all means, go, sure, I guess. It gets kind of lonely doing that, There's something fun about getting friends that had never been into something before. See that something is popular. And while it might seem like, oh, they're doing it as a fake fan or something, at the end of the day, you're trying to get more people liking the thing that you like. It's like Airsoft, right? You're trying to get more people into it. Yeah, not everyone was playing at the time when we started, when things were way harder. Yeah, maybe way easier now to get into it, but that's a good thing ultimately, right? That's the same thing for Star Wars, right? I love Star Wars. I fucking love Star Wars, dude. I am glad that Star Wars had its time in the sun. Do I think a lot of the potential got wasted? Absolutely. You will never see me defending, the current new trilogy, as anything other than what it is, other than it being. It was a flop, it was a flop. They didn't think it through. They never planned it all the way out, which is mind-boggling why they didn't do that. If they could do years of planning into all the different phases for Marvel, why the fuck they couldn't do the same thing for Star Wars, I have no idea. I have no fucking clue why they would do that, other than just laziness and just a sheer disregard for the property, disrespect to the property. But there were good things to come out of it. Mandalorian is fucking tight, man. And I don't care what people say, I actually do kind of like Season 3. Season 3 is fine. It's not my favorite, but it's fine, right? I actually did like the Book of Boba Fett, right? Skeleton Crew is actually really fun. It's enjoyable. It's like a Star Wars Stranger Things, right? There are Clone Wars even, right? The fact that we were able to finally finish Clone Wars, and we were able to get the Bad Batch and a lot of more spin-offs, right? Tales of the Empire, Tales of the Jedi. Tales of the Jedi was goated, bro. Tales of the Jedi was awesome. Rogue One, even, like, there's some good stuff that come out of it. Andor, right? Like, there's some really good stuff that came out of it, so I'm not going to completely shit on it, just because, again, I got to acknowledge when a good thing is done, right? And I do like that it did open up the door for more Star Wars, potential Star Wars fans to get into it. And now that they're into it, now that they can finally see, like, okay, now that I've done all this new stuff, and I'm watching all the old stuff, ultimately, you know what happens? They end up liking the old stuff more. And then they get really into it, right? Which is ultimately the best thing. That's ultimately the best thing. No, fuck that. I tell loud people at the theater to shut the fuck up. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. It's like watching something from and your coworkers are like, what the fuck? It's like, stay quiet and enjoy. Yeah, that's exactly it. That is exactly it. Evil, like the guy that stole your replicas or Cisco's collection. Oh, dude, that was fucked. Fuck that guy. Whoever was out there and stole Cisco's shit, man, there's a special place in hell for someone like you. There's a special place in hell for guys like that. Seriously, that shit's fucked up. Legitimately get the boom boom nasal sticks. Those things are baller for them. I've seen those, dude. They look disgusting though. I hate shoving stuff up my nose, dude. Pause. I hate doing medical stuff or boiling water. Boiling water does help as well. Kettle of boiling water and a towel works season 2 with some Vicks Vapor. That's true. It helps when I have a headache. Vapor rub also goated too for giving me a good night's sleep, man. Make sure I'm missing anything. Let's see. Always start at the base. Absolutely, make that a clip. Always. I'll do it again. I'll do it again. Always start at the base. Good life advice right there. Gotta run water through. Ugh, dude, that sounds so gross. I've seen, because Jazz did it once a few times too on herself, and I was like, ooh, disgusting. Look, gross. I mean, I'm pretty sure it'll help. I'm sure. Use That was foul, Casper. What the fuck? That was disgusting. Hell no. The fact that Luke could stop all those walkers with force projection, holy cow. I'm not gonna lie, to a Warrior 2, I would have preferred if he was actually there. But that is pretty fucking baller that he could do that. That is pretty fucking cool that he's not even really there and he's giving him a hard time. You know what I mean? That's like the ultimate troll. That shit was kind of funny. But I did hate that ultimately led to him dying. You know, like, I was not a fan of that decision. It's, again, I can sit here and whine and complain, or at the end of the day, I can realize that I have so many other Star Wars things that are really good, and from the looks of it, there's going to be even more Star Wars stuff coming out that's going to be way better than what we got in the movies. So, you know what I mean? Use Vicks, rub it on the bottom of your feet. What the fuck? On the bottom of your feet? Fidel, did you take over Casper's thing? I have never. I mean, I guess I gotta try it. I've never would have imagined using it. I'll use it like here on my chest or something, or on my back. Never on my feet. I guess I gotta try it. I guess I gotta try it then. At that point, Vader's aura is so powerful that not even Deepest Dizzy is able to ruin it. That's what I'm saying, dude. And it's not like they don't know how to do Vader, right? Have you guys read the Vader comics? They're actually pretty fucking cool. I actually really like those comics. They're really nice. There's some really cool moments in there. And they know that Vader is just an absolute fucking monster. And he's supposed to be terrifying. Like, as a rebel trooper, you are supposed to shit your pants the minute that you see Vader. Even is remotely... If you even hear that he's on the planet, you're supposed to be, like, quivering in fear. Right? And I think they do a pretty good job of that. They make Vader actually a fucking problem. They make him terrifying to come across, right? Even as much as bad things that people want to say about Kenobi, which, trust me, there are problems with that show, even they know how to, like, at least handle Vader and make him just absolutely smack the shit. What was the name of the character? What was her name? Reva? I love the scene where she thinks she's gonna get her revenge, and it's just like, nah. Literally, Vader, without even using a fraction of his power, is able to just absolutely smack the shit out of her, right? Slaps her around silly like a rag doll, and then stabs her, right? Like, and he's completely saw through the plan immediately. I love that. I think she should have died at that point, personally. But again, it is what it is. They did what they did. I still enjoyed it, though, because again, they do know how to make Vader fucking terrifying, right? His aura is too fucking good to be able to be ruined. Carrots work pretty good. What the fuck? Where are you putting the carrots? That's a good question. Where are the carrots going? Isaias, for the new trilogy they did. They made concept art for storyboard that actually is a good cohesive story, though I agree, like, all the side stories we're getting. No, that's the thing. Like, but even J.J. Abrams has even come out and said, like, in terms of, like, they'll have concept for ideas, but they never had a structured, like, timeline. This is exactly what's going to happen. These are the big actions that need to happen in the story in order for us to tell a cohesive story, right? They never did that. He's literally gone out and even admitted that, yes, there was never a big meeting that we had where, okay, this is the main plot of what needs to happen, where every director needs to be made aware of this is the plan, this is what needs to happen. There were ideas that were thrown around, right? Rian Johnson with Last Jedi, for example, threw in so much shit that it was like, was there even any way of being able to recover from that? You know what I mean? Like, is there any way that we could have recovered from all the decisions that he made? I think he made an interesting movie, but I don't think it works as a Star Wars movie. I don't think it really works as a proper Star Wars movie. I don't really see that happening. Right? I think there was just too much stuff that he threw in last minute out of left field. And some things were really cool. But he made so many big decisions that just weren't followed up on. You know, that were already daring to begin with. So, yeah, it makes me upset because, again, it just wasn't planned. The lack of foresight was really frustrating to me, especially when you have a franchise that big, right? Rogue One's super underrated. Fight me. Nah, man. Rogue One deserves. I don't even think it's underrated. I think most people realize that it actually is solid. I just don't see too many people talking about it as much anymore. Because again, like, all the characters did die, right? I do think that it gains more. I don't want to say validity, but it gains more, I guess, traction as more people are starting to watch Andor. I think that's one of the also cool things about the show. Not only is Andor a good show, but it's also leading people into the ultimate conclusion, right, of what actually does happen. If you would pick one gun to stick with for the rest of your life, what would it be? Ooh, JDPP? That is a great question. I'm assuming you mean Airsoft. If I get to pick one gun to run for the rest of my life, fuck, that's a good one. I mean, if we're talking just sheer, like, practicality, I should say my MGC4. Right? I should say my Mayo Gang MGC4 Mark II. Awesome gun. Fucking great, right? Amazing. Brewer, that's, like, still to this day, one of the best birthday gifts I'd ever gotten, right? MGC4 Mark II would be the most practical. Damn, that's a tough one though. That's a really good question. That's a really good one. That's a stumper right there. That got me thinking. Fuck, man. Yeah, I guess it would. Damn. You know what? Okay, I will say not the Mayo Gang MGC4. And as much as I want to say my 249, LMGs are not always allowed at every single field. I'm gonna have to say my. Yeah, I'm going to have to say my ENC 733, that I'm the one that I'm using for my Gothic Serpent kit, my Car 15. I'll say that one, or my Classic Army XM177. Between those two. Because with those guns, yes, they do have the benefits of being, standard version 2 gearbox, M4 magazine compatibility, right? They have that across the board. So parts, easy to find. I'll never struggle for, servicing the gun whatsoever. But it's also unique enough that it adds that old school kind of flair to whatever loadout that I'm running, So it isn't just your standard AR. It isn't just your regular run-of-the-mill M4. It's got a little retro class to it, if you know what I mean. It's like it's got something a little different about it, which is, me. That's what I love on my airsoft guns. Disney's ability to destroy our childhood movies. I wouldn't be surprised if they are stronger than the dark side. Dude, here's the thing. I'm glad at the very least that all their live action stuff right now, in terms of like their remakes and stuff, like especially with the most recent Snow White, I'm glad that they're bombing. I know they do make money, but they're not getting the numbers that they intend to, and I'm very glad for it. Maybe eventually they'll just run out of stuff to remake. The only thing that has me also concerned, I don't know if you guys have been seeing the trailers for Lilo and Stitch. That movie did not need to be made in live action. What the frick is going on? Like, they have completely just run out of ideas entirely, and I'm convinced. I really hope, and I hate to say this, but I really hope Lilo and Stitch bombs in theaters. I know it's not. There's a bunch of Disney adults out there that won't let it die, but I really hope it bombs because I want Disney to realize, buck, we have to actually start caring about what we do now. Like, we have to put effort into this shit. He's going through. Have you ever tried out the Oxford's LWT Mark III yet? New were around 200. Bought it and used it as a loaner backup, and I think it's amazing for the price. I have actually. I've tried all the LWTs. They're solid. All the Oxford's LWTs, and pretty much every Oxford's gun for that matter, they're all really good. Like, I can't find a single thing that I can complain about. Maybe the very first gen, like the NY series, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was the NY series. The ambi selector on the right side is just kind of loose sometimes. But again, that was their very first attempt ever at airsoft guns. You know what I mean? Like, that was their first run ever, right? They've definitely improved, and I don't have any sort of major complaints or issues or gripes when it comes to Archer's products in general on any of their guns. LWTs are made very well. They're made incredibly well. Doesn't Joe Coy talk about the VIX thing in his comedy show? I'll be honest, other than like one or two jokes, I'll be honest, I don't think Joe Coy is that funny. I don't think he's that funny. I feel like it's a little boomer humor in my mind. But I don't know. Like, there are other comedians that I like out there. Joe Coy he doesn't really do it for me. Restock on the PTS Dead Air Sandman Cave version. It's a very good question, Dark Tree. I can ask into our purchasing department, see if there's a way we can go and order more. I think it's up to PTS if they even have any to sell us. Because I know we generally try to have more PTS Dead Air suppressors. The problem is they only like the Ks really sell. Like only a few models of like of the entire Dead Air line even move, right? It's very particular. They take a while to sell. But I think we'd be able to get some more of those in. I think so. Vix could bring about world peace, probably even cure cancer and COVID. Honestly, when I did have Brovid last week, you best believe I was having Jazz apply Vicks Vapor Rub to my back or to my chest when I was sleeping. Man, it felt so good. It felt so freaking nice. I don't know what it is, man. Vicks is just something else. You know, we need to have a giant vat of Vicks and just wrap it around the entire planet. I guarantee you, it'll solve all our problems, bro. Absolutely. You know when you're asthmatic when vapor helps everything. It does though. I don't know. There's no science behind it at all, bro. But like, absolutely it does. Absolutely, it fixes everything, dude. Wife is Filipino. She was saying the same thing to the Vicks Vapor Rub on the feet. What the fuck? That works. It works, really? Damn. Okay, now I do gotta try this. Shit, man. Shit. Sorry, man. I didn't understand your game. Minutes out the gutter, boys. Up your schnoz, of course. What the fuck? A good way to get someone into Star Wars is to have them start on the Clone Wars series so they get used to the world of the prequels, skip a few episodes for certain things, then watch the OG trilogy. Okay, this is kind of a crazy theory. That's not a bad idea, but this is kind of a crazy theory. I had seen people making like suggestions like what's the best way to watch the movies, right? Because I do think that the joy of having the Clone Wars stuff is when you don't is only after you've seen everything. Again, you could enjoy it if you haven't seen episode 3, for example, right? If you're watching it like in legit chronicle order, right? Sure. I think though, for me personally, that I can't imagine getting the same, because there were so many small little Easter eggs, whether it be in audio cues or certain characters or certain ship designs that you would see, that you wouldn't really catch the reference unless you had seen all the movies prior. You know what I mean? Because Clone Wars draws from so many different movies. Obviously, yeah, for the prequels, most definitely. But there's so many things that it draws from. Same thing with like Rebels, for example, which I know not everyone liked. I did enjoy Rebels. I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was cool. But there were just so many things that I don't think you would have been able to catch or notice unless you know ultimately what happens in the story, right? But that's not a bad idea. But one of the things that the theories that I saw was like, one of the alternative ways of getting someone to watch Star Wars. And it'd be so interesting to see their reactions on how it happens, right? You watch episode 1, right? There's an option. You can do this 2 ways. Option A, I'm going to go with option A. You watch episode 1, right? Watch episode 1. You kind of get an idea as to who's who. Okay, like these characters, right? You can first get introduced to Obi-Wan. You first get introduced to Anakin Skywalker, this little boy. Then you skip over episode 2 and 3, right? You go from episode 1, then you go 4, right? You go watch New Hope, right? Or for all my boomers out there, just Star Wars. You watch Star Wars. You watch that, right? Then it's like, oh, okay. You get introduced to this character named Luke, right? You see Ben Kenobi, who's Obi-Wan. Oh, okay. Last time I saw him, he was this young Jedi, this young Padawan who just became like a Jedi, right? He's now be the master of Anakin Skywalker, and you see, right, because him talking, him giving exposition to Luke. Whereas, like, you know, a young Jedi named Darth Vader killed Anakin Skywalker, and you're like, wait, that little boy that we see, he gets killed? No way, right? Like, you're like, what the fuck? And you hear about this Clone Wars shit, right? So they're like, what the fuck? What's going on here? Then you watch episode 5, right? And you're like, okay, cool. What's going on here, right? Then you watch episode 5, and then you get the big reveal. Like, what the fuck? So now you got to go back. So after that, then you go 2 and 3, right? You go 2, you start seeing these things play. I was like, okay, but how does this happen? Then you see 3, and it's like, oh, fuck, things are starting to fall into place. And then after episode 3, you come back to the originals again, and you watch episode 6, Return of the Jedi. Now you know who Darth Vader is. You see him at his most vulnerable, right? You see him at his most weak, right? You see him at his most angry as well, right? You see the turn literally happen. So you have more context. So when Luke says things like, you know, I sense the goodness in you, Father, right, then you feel that way more because those are the exact same words that Padme was saying as she died, right? So when the turn happens, episode 3 is still fresh in the mind, so it's even that much more of like a oh shit moment. I don't know, it was an interesting theory. I thought it was really, really cool, and I would love to see someone's reaction watching this live in that order, just to see how how again their perspective of Star Wars would change a little bit, how much more effective of a I guess like Anakin's like turning point, both turning points from light to good, good to light. Would it be way too interesting not to want to see that happen, you know? Like, it'd be really cool to see someone's like watching that for the first time and that's how they watch it, you know? And then of course they can go back and watch all the Clone Wars stuff. Vader why do you keep saying Vader killing kids is such propaganda, bro? It literally happened, dude. Accept it. What is this fucking fake news? Fake news. If they like Harry Potter, they'll like Star Wars. Not necessarily. As I've learned, not necessarily. Believe it or not, my mom doesn't... Okay, it's gonna sound weird. My mom does not like the original trilogy. She says the original trilogy is boring. And I'm like... she says something, especially about A New Hope, something about the way it was shot. She says it's too soft, and that it really is, like, hard to stay awake, and she immediately falls asleep. I guess maybe the way, like, again, if you're on Tatooine, it's pretty boring of a... It's just a desert! Right, I get that, but I'm gonna try to like make sure that like I'm gonna do the freaking what is it, Clockwork Orange, like eyes are wide open so she can't blink, so she has to freaking watch it. Best theory is that if Anakin just sided with Captain, what? Sided with Captain America instead of Tony. Thinks what the fuck, dude? My favorite part of Star Wars is when the Red Bionicle came out and saved the day, dude. That shit was goated as fuck. That's some shit Boaz and I tell each other. What's your favorite anime? Corey in the House. So good night, everyone. No worries, man. Have yourself a wonderful night. It is Alvin 11. I got told by this customer service department that the MWS mags were out of stock. Told them not to cancel my order, but have you heard any word on when they are coming? Honestly, Alvin 11, I have not. I know that our source, that where we got them from, was completely sold out, and we had MWS mags up for like 1, maybe 2 business days at most. But what we noticed was over the weekend, because we made them live on a Friday, I should have known. What we noticed is that over the weekend, people were buying. There was a guy who ordered 30 mags on his own. On his own, he ordered 30. We should have known that those mags weren't gonna last long. Like it was crazy how many people, like, it just goes to show how the OEM TM MWS mags are in such high demand. And I'm glad that we had them because we made money off that. I mean, not a ton. It's Tokyo Marudi. Full disclosure, when it comes to Tokyo Marudi products, there's not a whole lot of room for like profit margins on those. We do not make a ton of money, if at all, on a lot of TM stuff. So just so you guys are aware. But those mags, dude, like those literally flew off the shelves. We couldn't even keep them for a full 48 hours. Dude, it was insane. It was absolutely insane. I hope within the next month we should be getting some in. But again, that's not a guarantee. Especially with those magazines. Those are just so hard to find. So yes, what comedians are you into? There's a few. Fuck, what's his name? I'm going to find it right now. There's one comedian that I really like, but I can never fucking remember his name. Where is it? There you go. Where is it? Where is it? Let's see here. Ah, fuck, what's his name? I'm trying to find it right now. Oh, what the freak is it called? Hold on, I'm gonna find it. Fuck, I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find that comedian's name. I'm gonna find it before I end the stream tonight. But this is one like black comedian that I follow. He's like, obviously he'll do like certain bits, right? He's like supposed to be like very nerdy, very like socially awkward, and he believes he's on the spectrum too. That shit's hilarious. He's actually really funny. I actually really enjoy him as well. But he even has this whole bit, right, about how like he was once invited to a barbecue, right? And he was like, oh, sure, sure. And he was tempted by the fact that there was going to be like ribs and all this good cookout food, only to find out that he ended up getting invited to a clan meeting. And he's like, I'm convinced that the secret recipe to these delicious ribs is just extra racism, bro. It's the hatred makes it taste that much better. You know what I mean? I actually really like that guy. He's fucking hilarious. Vix's one is the Trinity healing item along with the Tiger Balm and the Eagle brand. What is the Eagle brand? I've heard of this. I have never had experience with that. What the hell even is that? Oh god, one gun to ever use again. Oof. I felt that. That is exactly how I felt too. Epic fail 99. I'm gonna go with my Cryotech P90. I built that thing into a monster. Nice. I approve of the P90, by the way. I love the P90. The runtime for Clone Wars, including the 7th season, is 2 days, 18 hours. Do the math. Damn. I want Disney to bring back their adult studio person. They had an adult studio? What? Disney? I have fucking hell. I've seen Jokoi live. Can't wait to check out the Jokoi Fluffy Collect. No effort, no imagination. Thanks, Disney. Yeah, that's true. That is 100% true. I know. I agree with that. I never understood. I mean, it makes sense, right? People are still, no matter how bad or unoriginal their idea is, the fact of the matter is, there are still people that go pay money, legal tender, to go watch these movies in theaters or to stream these, like, you know what I mean? Like, people still watch it, and I don't understand why people just won't get it through their heads that, hey, this is not good, stop watching it so they can stop making it so they can make some good stuff. But people will still, I don't understand, man, they will still go out instead of just re-releasing, you know, the classics on the like in theaters, which again is always a good idea. Clearly with episode 3, right? Like, you know, if that wasn't proof enough, right? I love being able to go to a movie theater and watching a movie that I've already seen, but I had never seen in a theater before, right? Like during the initial pandemic, what Jazz and I used to do, and this business, who would have thunk would have come back, right? Drive-in theaters. The drive-in, right? Like, there was a drive-in in Paramount, and it's still there. And they would have a line, crazy lines of cars, like from where their initial pay booth was, right? They had to make more room for it. People were through, like, lined up for whatever showing it was, and it was for like old movies too. Like I got to see, I got to see Gremlins in theater, which I had never done before. I love Gremlins. I love that movie. I got to see The Goonies. I love The Goonies, dude. It's one of my favorite movies ever. I got to see both of those in theaters. Right? Well, in the drive-in, right? In the drive-in theater. They were making a killing, right? Just pull through, you know, you have your mask, pay for your entry, and it's like, all right, cool, there you go. Awesome concept. Again, not the best watching experience, but because I'd already seen the movies, it was fine, right? As long as I could hear and I could somewhat see, it was just cool, right? We'd have like some food that we already had took from either from home, or we'd go through like went through like a drive-through, got ourselves some like burgers or some shit, or some pizza, and we'd just be watching the movie. Like, it was a brilliant idea. Like, I love doing that. I love watching old movies being re-released. And I think if they were to do that for Disney stuff, like, again, all your old animated lineup, yeah, why not? Kids would love that. Kids would love that shit. All this live action stuff, like, it just, I don't know, dude. Like, it just, I don't understand how people would still be willing to spend money on that. You know what I mean? I just can't. I just don't understand. I don't think I ever will. I'm not their intended audience. I am definitely not their intended audience. Bringing in good food to the drive-in was the move. That's right, baby. That's right. Why, Ayana, dude? Hell yeah, dude. Make a barbecue pulled chicken and aged cheddar sandwich on cracked prop. Ooh. Chef. They don't call you chef for nothing. Disney adults, man. Serious masterpiece on MK Ultra stuff. Dude, the fact that you know what MK Ultra stuff is too is hilarious. That shit's funny. Yeah, no, seriously. Like, absolute, I don't know, dude, brainwashing going on. That's literally what it is. Yeah, yo, goodies in the shit. What? Not sure we're watching, but we're doing something similar to that at Sky Shield one night. Stoked for movie night. Ooh. Here's the thing. I actually really like the concept of movie nights too. I actually really like the concept of movie nights. If this stream were more popular, You know what I would love to do? I would love to do a watch along. You know what I mean? Like I'd pick a random movie like from my favorite collection. You know how we did the private collection? It'd be my private collection movies edition, right? Where we'd be like, all right, guys, here we're gonna watch this movie together. We're just gonna all hang out, do a watch along for it, right? That'd be cool. That'd be sick. I would love that. That way I can hang out with you guys as well, and like we can get the same reaction. We let it run. We no pausing whatsoever. No pausing whatsoever. Let it run. Have the timestamp there so we know exactly what part of the movie we're starting at. Absolutely. I would have to say child reminiscing. Funny how? Funny like a clown? I like that movie too. One of the best movies. Who's fucking? In other words, the runtime for is 66 hours. Yeah, no, it's doable. It's definitely doable. Disney Adult Film Studio was Touchstone Pictures. Oh, I didn't know that was Touchstone was okay. Okay, that makes more sense. Thank you, Casper. Thank you for clarifying. I didn't know Touchstone was Disney. I had no idea. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Tatooine is just Star Wars version of Dune's Arrakis. All right, now time for bed. I love how you drop that and then you just fucking immediately go to bed, bro. Honestly, I also really like Dune too. I really like Dune. Dune was awesome, man. You know when I actually watched Dune? I watched it on the way to Taiwan on the trip, and honestly, that was the only good part about the flight itself, was watching Dune and Dune 2 immediately back to back. It was tight. It was goated. And I remember showing it to Jazz too. It was cool. That Dune was awesome, man. I cannot wait for the next one. Hopefully they do it soon, because that shit was tight. That shit was super freaking cool. Was everything down rumor stuff. I love finding new comedians. Rogue treating my boy so wrong, though cancer. My favorite scene in Dragon Ball is when Bobby Hill came out to fight and kicked him straight in the nerds. When he kicks Cell in the nerds, that's my purse. I don't know you. Fucking kicks him in the nerds, dude. That shit was hilarious. I think someone on YouTube replaced Cell's voice from Dragon Ball Z. They replaced it with Plankton from SpongeBob, and honestly, it kind of fits. It's not entirely out of place if you really look at it. This anime has 90s X-Men. X-Men, fucking cool. Honestly, that was sick. I loved X-Men. The X-Men and Spider-Man as well. The 90s cartoon Spider-Man was actually really fucking solid too. I love that shit. Anakin's my favorite Pokemon. Go use Youngling Massacre. Just chuck that shit. Best series that Anakin decided. Okay, it's that. Dude, fucking that one was crazy. Guys, you got like 1 minute left. If you haven't placed your orders already, just get those orders in. Just check out now while you can before 9:30 strikes. Again, it's gonna be the end of the promotions I have going on. Remember, any $20 greater order automatically gets you entered. You don't have to wait for the streams to get your orders in. If you want to just get an entry in, feel free to get anything $20 or more, and you're automatically entered. We have a giveaway coming up this Thursday, man. It's coming up this Thursday. And, of course, BBWars happening at May 25th at Wildlands Airsoft Park. You don't want to miss out, man. Tickets are available right now, so do not miss out. Could do a YouTube activity on Discord, then we'd be all in sync, too. Honestly, I'm tempted just to do something on Discord exclusively. Both, Casper. I actually did watch the old movie, and even though that shit was poo-poo in terms of production quality, that shit was still enjoyable. I do want to read the books, though. I never watched Dune, but then ate a ton of edibles and watched Dune 2. Had no idea what was happening, but I liked the... Dude, what the fuck? That is crazy. Oh, that is so freaking hilarious, dude. If you think the X-Men song was just singing about X-Men, we can be friends. Church bell. I love that song. Anyway, guys, it's going to be 9:30. It's going to be a wrap for tonight. Hopefully you guys had fun during tonight's live stream. Hopefully you got your orders in as well. Make sure to spread the word as much as possible for this week's live stream giveaway. Do not miss out. I want all eyes on the stream. I want everyone participating in this. Let's grow the stream and let's grow BBWars as well. Make sure to get those tickets in. If you want to continue supporting the channel, make sure to get all your Airsoft goodies from airsoftgi.com. It's the most direct way to support the channel. Keeps the cameras going, it keeps the lights on, and it keeps these giveaways happening. So make sure that you do so. Again, I appreciate every single one of you guys. I would not be here if it it weren't for you guys supporting me. I've had so many opportunities in my life that are thanks to you guys and the support that you show, and I appreciate every single one of you guys' views. Do not miss out on the next giveaway happening this Thursday. Have yourself a wonderful night. Take it easy, guys.